welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my favourite all-time TV series, films and also documentaries that I've been loving over the last couple of months in particular, and there's a few hidden gems which I've been watching over the last couple of years as well. Who does not love Netflix? There's nothing better than having a good old binge watch, and particularly at the moment with everything that's been going on, I thought it was a good opportunity to share with you and hopefully inspire you to watch some of these absolute gems. And on the flip side of that, write down in the comment section below or just send me a message anything that you've been loving recently or anything that you can recommend as well. It's been such a while since I've actually sat down and just chatted with you guys. I've missed you all, and I hope that you're all safe, well, and that you're generally good. So I'm sending you a ton of love. Big hugs, and yeah, let's just get straight into the video. Grab yourself a cup of tea, because why not? We all need a tea. Also, grab a snack. Got some Milky Bar buttons because they are the one. Delicious. Okay, up first in the number one slot, I have to talk about the Vampire Diaries. I absolutely love this programme. It is probably one of my all-time favourite TV series. Sorry for those of you that have heard me waffle on about this before. Introducing Damon, Elena and Stefan in Mystic Falls. This series is all about the supernatural, so vampires, witches...
Sorry, I can't search by topic.
Siri.
Categories like thrillers or comedies.
Siri, I'm filming, matey. It's not for you right now. This series is all about the supernatural, so vampires, witches, werewolves. There's some love triangles as well. There's a lot of eye candy, I have to mention that. Damon, Stefan, and Elena as well, because who wouldn't want to look like her? There's 8 different seasons, there's so many different storylines, and there's never a dull moment. It's a really great series if you just want to escape and have something a little bit different, something unrealistic but yet at the same time modern, relatable and just a general good watch. 10 out of 10. And then following on from the Vampire Diaries, you've also got the originals. Now, this again is another 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely love it. You don't have to have watched the Vampire Diaries to have watched the originals because they're 2 completely separate stories, but you do see some of the characters evolve from the Vampire Diaries and move on into the originals. They actually shot like a background kind of pilot to this actually in the Vampire Diaries. I believe it was in the 4th season. It's based in New Orleans in the French Quarter. It's based on the Michelson family. They are the original vampires and they can't die, but surprise surprise, they are always trying to be killed, and there's so many different storylines and plots. There's 5 seasons, and again, there's never a dull moment. There's a lot of battles between vampires and the werewolves, and then hybrids as well, and the witches, not forgetting about them. It's a lot more darker, I would say, than the Vampire Diaries. It's equally as sexy, it's equally as thrilling, and I just highly recommend it. Okay, next up is Too Hot to Handle. Now, I started to watch this recently, and I have to say, this is by far the most randomest programme ever. It's basically shot over the space of like a month, but it's based on 8 episodes. If you are a fan of Love Island, then I highly recommend just watching all the Love Island series if you haven't actually watched those, because they are absolutely amazing, and I do feel that Too Hot to Handle is a little bit of a cheap knockoff of Love Island. But saying that, I really did enjoy it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Lots of good looking people from the UK, Oz, and also America. They're basically put on this island. They are all very sexually charged people, and that's all they seem to want to do. And they've been given the task basically that they cannot do any form of sexual activity, not even kiss each other. They have £100,000 prize money, and if they happen to do anything, then that goes down and down, and the whole aim of the game is to basically forge better relationships. It's addictive. There's 8 episodes, so I highly recommend giving it a go, particularly if you are craving a little bit of Love Island in your life. You can't beat Love Island. It was the one and only. It's the original, the OG. So, you sexy little possums. That is the best line. I need a button. Almost out of tea. This is terrible. Now, I am a massive horror film buff. I love it so much. So I was so excited when this TV series actually came out. And that is The Haunting of Hill House. Oh my gosh, I cannot even tell you how good it is. Again, another 10 out of 10 for this series. It made me jump, it kept me on edge, the storyline was incredible, there was lots of twists and turns. It basically follows the lives of a family, and it jumps between when they were younger and then modern day. Something unfortunately happened to their mum at Hill House and they all fled, and as adults they are now having to go back there because the same kind of thing is happening to one of their siblings, Nell. If you're not a fan of horror stories, if you don't really want to jump out your seats or have a little bit of a fear factor in there, then I would not recommend this is for you whatsoever. It's absolutely brilliant. They're currently filming a season 2, which I cannot wait to see at some point this year, and I just highly recommend it. Honestly, it was so good. Next up is an all-time fave, and that is Gossip Girl. I have watched this series so many times and I'm definitely going to probably end up watching it again in the future. It takes you to the Upper East Side in New York, and it basically follows the lives of high-end, privileged teenagers. We've got Serena van der Woodsen, Chuck Bass, Nate Archibald, Blair Waldorf, and various different characters as well as their family members. If you like fashion, you like drama, you like different relationships and lots of different storylines going on, then this is definitely for you. Now, Gossip Girl is actually a blogger, and you don't find out who Gossip Girl actually is until the last episode in all 6 of the seasons. I feel like I'm talking to you about this, but I'm pretty sure that you probably would have seen Gossip Girl because it's been around for such a long time and it's absolutely amazing. And Gossip Girl isn't just the narrator of like the season, she basically reveals all the different scandals that takes place and goes on as well. It is such a good watch, and I have to say my absolute favourites are Blair and Chuck. You cannot go wrong with a bit of Blair and Chuck in your life. Chuck Bass. And I know if I'm just giving 10 out of 10s, but I generally am giving this one a 10 out of 10. Next up is the Tiger King. I cannot believe stuff like this actually happens in the world. Carol Baskin, she killed her husband, or so they say, and there's joking as well. It's just honestly a real trippy kind of documentary. It's nuts. There's drugs, there's murder, there's feuding going on, there's lots of tigers. If you like a good documentary, then I highly recommend this one. I give it an 8 out of 10. If you want another good documentary, now this one is literally just, it's like a film almost. It's called Fyre Festival, and it follows the life of Billy McFarland, the CEO of the absolute disastrous Fyre Festival. And basically they created this festival, and all it was meant to do was promote this app, which essentially was going to be like an agency, like a music talent app, and it just went horribly wrong. They had people arriving to this island, they hired this island, they literally spent stupid money. Billy was just forever getting in different investors, and the whole thing was just an absolute shambles. It's a really good watch though. Go watch it, particularly if you're all about festivals, music, and you just want to see how things should not be done. It's a casual 7. Next up is Locke Key. Now this was another recent kind of find, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. It has been renewed for a 2nd season. Season 1 is only 10 episodes, but one definitely worth watching. It's actually kind of like classed as a supernatural horror kind of series, but I have to say for me it was more like Harry Potter with an element of the supernatural. Like, it wasn't crazy scary or anything like that, so if you don't like jumpy things, it is definitely not like that at all. It's more like kind of magical. It follows the Locke family. They move to Key House and things start happening, and various different surprises happen within the house, and various different characters come out, supernatural characters, and yeah, it's just a really good entertaining watch. I loved it. It was a 9 out of 10. Next up is Dare Me. This is another recent find that I've happened to watch. It's about cheerleading, it's about teenagers, but then it's also about murder, jealousy and lies, and it's just seriously good. I'm really gutted though. Apparently this isn't being renewed for like a 2nd season, so I'm really hoping that Netflix is gonna like pick it up as original. Let's hope. The new head coach at the school, Colette, she brings a lot of drama, a lot of different challenges. There's so much that goes on between these girls, and honestly it's just a really good intense watch. And it was also left on a really good cliffhanger. That's why we need a season 2. I give it a 7 out of 10. Next up is just a general feel-good film, and that is Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I have yet to watch the 2nd one of this, so I really need to do it and jump on it soon. I loved Jumanji as a kid, so I had some real high expectations for this film, and I have to say, it absolutely nailed them every single time. Giving it a real modern twist, they basically go into an electronic game, 4 different strangers, teenagers. They then get sucked into the electronic game and are different avatars, and they basically, the only way that they can get out is if they complete the game this time. I I thought the acting in it is great, the characters are great, and they are so super funny. It's funnier than what I expected it to be. 10 out of 10. Next up is another horror movie, and that is It. I was absolutely ecstatic when this came out on Netflix. I absolutely loved this film and I hadn't seen it in ages. It's basically based around a town called Derry. There were 7 different children and they are basically haunted by Pennywise, which is a shapeshifter kind of being. Pennywise is the actual clown, but yeah, it's just a phenomenal film. There's funny elements in it, the horror scenes are brilliant, the general production is insane. It's just a really good adaptation of the original film and story. 10 out of 10. Next up is Rupauls Drag Race. I love this TV series. There is currently 12 seasons and then there's also spin-off seasons as well from it. I'm just about to finish season 12. I haven't finished it just yet, but I've watched all the other seasons. They're absolutely brilliant. I love Ru, I love the sassiness, I love the drag queens, I love the makeup, all of the girls. I love the lip syncing, dancing, general glitz and glamour, and yeah, just general fun. If you like drag queens, you like makeup, then this TV series is definitely for you. And for my final 2, I haven't actually finished either of these seasons, but I love all of the seasons that I've actually kind of watched so far of the series. First up is Riverdale. I absolutely love this. If you think teenagers slash their families kind of entwined, based in a town called Riverdale, thrilling, different storylines, a little bit of horror. It's a real suspense kind of thriller TV series and it's just really great. There's loads of different dynamics. I'm currently towards the end of season 4 and I give it a 8 out of 10. And last but not least is another horror one, American Horror Story. This is absolutely brilliant. I probably feel like I have touched upon a lot of horror things in this one, so apologies if that isn't your thing. This series is absolutely amazing. I've still got 2 seasons to go. I haven't watched Apocalypse and I haven't watched Cult. The rest of them are absolutely amazing. Generally you have the same kind of actors through, or a few of the actors are in pretty much all of them, and then you've got various different actors that chop and change into different ones, but they never play the same character. Each season is a different story. I loved Coven, I loved Hotel, Asylum. They're just absolutely brilliant. If you think lots of guts, gore, horror, weird and wacky, thrillery kind of like stories, it's just awesome. I wouldn't necessarily say it's trippy and jumping, but it's definitely, well, it's an 18 and yeah, it just taps into everything thriller and horror related. Some of them are 10 out of 10, some of them are more like 7. I don't know, it depends which season you've kind of like watched. I feel like they kind of dip up and down a little bit, but yeah, I absolutely love them and highly recommend. So there you go, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you are new here. I have probably waffled on like I always seem to do in these types of videos, but I really hope you took some inspiration from it. Also, let me know down in the comment section below your top favourite Netflix picks and what you've been loving recently. Let's have a chat. Thank you so much for watching again, guys, and take care of yourself and I'll see you all soon.